And that reminds me that, you know, some of you know I now live in Chicago. Chicago's a great town. It's cold like this. And, you know, I moved to Chicago after college to work with a group of churches to try to help steel workers who had been laid off from their jobs and neighborhoods that had fallen into disrepair. So we set up job training programs and after-school programs for youth and tried to bring economic development to the area. It was great work being an organizer. You were there. KCB, that's right, I was the director. See there, where you come from? I gotta go talk to you afterwards. So we had amazing work with these churches, and it taught me so much being an organizer, because, you know, it taught me most of all that ordinary people can do extraordinary things when they're given a chance. That's right. But I also learned that being an organizer is tough work. You know, you're underpaid, you're underappreciated, you're putting in long hours, you have to deal with rejection sometimes. And so now, when I have seen what the young organizers in my campaign have done all around the state of Iowa, putting their heart and soul into this, they inspire me every time I see them. And so whenever I come to a county, I want to make sure, especially in these closing days, that I acknowledge their outstanding work. So I want you to give a huge rousing round of applause to Howard Schneer. I want Allison Coleman to come out. I want Claire Wolfman to come out. Gina Beasley, Captain Hyatt, Jeff Butler, Cheryl Miller, Tim Montgomery, Chris Taylor, assuming that this platform does not collapse. Their job over the next 36 hours is to make sure that all of you caucus, and more specifically, that you caucus for me. Today is to help them do their job by being so persuasive that if any of you are still wondering, should I caucus? And if any of you are confused about who to caucus for, that at the end of our little session here, you are a light bulb will go off above your head. A light will shine down. Look. It's a sign. You will have an epiphany. And you will say, I have to caucus for Barack. If you come to this realization, you want to memorialize it by filling out one of these supporter cards. So you can record this moment, but also, more importantly, so these guys know what precinct you should go to. And you can, and then they can also get a head count of how many people are going to be caucusing for us. Now, let me just get a show of hands. How many people are definitely, undeniably, going to caucus tomorrow at 6:30 p.m.? For how many people will this be the first time they have ever caucused? Raise your hand. Look at that. Unbelievable. That is unbelievable. Last question. How many people, be honest, are still undecided about who to caucus for? Raise your hand. All right, we still got some live ones here. I see a couple up there. There are some targets over here. Okay. We got you now in our sights. We're coming after you. I hope that you make a decision to caucus for me. But let me just say this. If you're not going to caucus for me, caucus for somebody. What an extraordinary privilege it is for the people of Iowa to have, where you will have more say about who's the next leader of the free world than anybody else. More say than anybody else. So use that opportunity. And if I'm not your first choice, then make me your second choice. I mean, I think you would be wiser to make me your first choice. But I know that some of you, you may have made a commitment early to somebody, and now you kind of regret it. You're thinking, oh, I shouldn't have said I was going to support that person. I should have gone with Obama. But if, I appreciate loyalty. If you feel you can't support me in the first round, I'd love for you to support me in the second round. But the most important thing is to caucus, and especially for you first-timers. Understand that all these political writers who've been writing and following all TV reporters over the last couple of days, they've been questioning whether you are actually going to come out. They're just not sure. They don't believe it. Because every year, people say, yeah, the new folks are going to come out, young folks are going to come out. They don't come out. And then everybody says, see? So the question is, are you going to prove them wrong? Are you going to prove them wrong? Will you be out there tomorrow at 6:30? All right. We have your word. Give it up for these young organizers for the great work they're doing. I love those guys. They worked so hard.